This is Wake Up Whitewater on UWW-TV. Broadcasting from Conover Studio at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, this is Wake Up Whitewater.
Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Whitewater. I'm Peyton Walls alongside Edie Vernay. To start off this episode, we are going to talk about the recent emails sent out by Chancellor Corey King containing federal updates and resource policies that may impact the campus community.
Amid the current political changes, the Universities of Wisconsin Federal Updates Working Group remains engaged in tracking developments while ensuring timely communication.
In addition, an informational website to provide timely updates and communications from the University of Wisconsin administration was created.
The university also wanted to remind all that executive orders are not laws, but rather directions to take specific actions. These actions can be challenged, and the final outcomes will be determined through the courts.
Chancellor King states, if you have any questions about how these updates may affect Whitewater, please contact supervisors, deans, other administrations, so we can navigate these changes together.
With this information, here is a reminder to research and prepare for the April 1st spring general election, which will determine whether the state Supreme Court remains under liberal control or switched to a conservative majority.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of great things happening in Whitewater within the community. I love how our chancellor cares about student input and how they're opening up that forum for if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have anything at all about the voting process, you can go to the dean's administration and so on about whatever you have to say.
Right. I love seeing the tables of the UC set up, like, are you registered to vote? How can we help you do that, just to make sure everyone's voices are heard? I really appreciate that as a student, and like getting the free stickers and everything like that. I think it's really cool, not only that, but how we're informed about things that are happening on a local level in Whitewater. Like, I'm not from Whitewater, so there's some things that I'm like, a little bit out of the loop with, and it's nice to get caught up and fully understand, especially what's happening as a student.
Of course, and with college students being young adults, 18 through 22, voting is fairly new to us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we don't know about because we haven't experienced it yet. Like, especially in this last election, that was my first time ever voting, and same for you. So I love that they have these resources, and I love how they support democracy, and we get the opportunity to vote.
Truly, what a time to be alive.
That's right.
After the break, Betsabe Ramos will bring you the latest campus news. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
What does it mean to be a war hawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad.
Learning another language.
And listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a war hawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the war hawk way.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
The P.B. Poorman Pride Center is the place to go for LGBTQ+ resources, information, and community. Located in the Warhawk Connection Center, while there, you can meet people like Mia.
And I serve Impact as president this fall, as well as working for the Pride Center. Impact is our queer LGBTQ+ and ally organization on campus. We meet once a week, and we do a lot of social events as well as education events.
It feels like I'm way more accepted here than when I was in high school. It is like a really big family.
Along with acceptance, in the Pride Center you can find a little library, a clothing closet, and a satellite location of the Warhawk Food Pantry.
It just feels like a home to me, you know? It feels like my home away from home, and there's such a community here that is so wonderful and full of joy.
For more information, follow the Pride Center on Instagram at UWW_PRC.
I'm Betsy Ramos, and this is your UWW-TV News Update. 23-year-old Chad Richards, accused of killing UW-Whitewater gymnast Kara Welsh, will stand trial in December. Richards, charged with first-degree intentional homicide by the use of a dangerous weapon, was arrested in August of 2024 after an argument broke out between the two, which ended in Welsh being shot 8 times. Richards faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. The trial is set to begin December 15th, with the jury scheduled for 7 days. He will appear again in court on March 20th for a status conference. Universities of Wisconsin President Jay Rothman announced the appointment of John Chenoweth as interim chancellor of UW River Falls on Tuesday, February 18th. In an email sent out by Chancellor Corey A. King, he remarks on Dr. Chenoweth's respected membership to the university and his 23-year record of achievements. King is inviting the UWW campus to an appreciation event on Friday, February 28th from noon to 1 in the afternoon to celebrate Dr. Chenoweth's work and career as a Warhawk. The event will be hosted in the University Center, room 259. It was also announced that starting March 3rd, Dr. Robin Fox has agreed to serve as interim provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs at UW-Whitewater. And we'll have more updates after a quick break. Chancellor Corey A. King and Willie the Warhawk hit the streets of Whitewater to visit small businesses that have been supporting the universities of Wisconsin. These businesses are owned by alumni and have been open supporters of UW-Whitewater and its students. From a landscaping business to a bookstore, Chancellor King and Willie made an appearance at 8 Whitewater businesses in total. The video can be viewed in your inbox as part of last week's Warhawk Weekly newsletter. Across campus, the shutdown option will be removed from class, lab, and instructor station computers. Computers will be shut down through an automated process every night. Instead, please select Sign Out or Restart after using these shared computers. IT Services has identified that this change will ensure better experiences for all and will reduce issues in presenting course material at instructor stations. For questions or support for campus computers, contact the help desk at helpdesk@uww.edu or call 262-472-4357. Warhawk students are welcome at the community space, where food, clothing, furniture, books, and housewares are shared with the greater community. No appointment is necessary, and all are welcome to access these free resources. For information on their hours of operation, visit their website at communityspacewhitewater.com. For more updates, check us out at uwwtv.org. I'm Betsy Ramos, and this has been your news update on UWW-TV.
This past weekend, various arts and comms students traveled to Green Bay to take part in the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Student Forum.
At the conference, UW-Whitewater took home 11 different awards, including a third place for a Wake Up Whitewater episode.
That's us!
Yay!
Yay us!
That
Go
was super
us!
exciting. I recently saw the clip again with you, and I was kind of baffled that that was the one. I feel like we talk about so much passionate about news and other parts on campus, and they chose one where I'm dissing on Mickey Mouse. Like, come on.
For real. I know, I'm hyping up Red Bull, you're dissing Mickey Mouse. Like, that was an interesting choice, but I guess we flowed. I guess they liked our insightful conversation. But I was not able to be at WBA, so please tell me all about it.
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. I was definitely looking forward when I got there to the breakfast, and I had a little bit too much coffee. I was dancing, Willie was there, we were all getting lit at 8 in the morning, which I was like, if this was a Friday morning or Thursday morning, if I had school, never in my life. But it was pretty crazy. They had a lot of different panels we can attend, which were super cool. Lunch was yummy. I had a Caesar salad wrap. It was delicious. And the cookie, delicious. Also, they had a little tabling area for jobs and other places you could connect to. I got some goodies. Since I'm a sophomore, I'm not really like networking and looking yet, but it was definitely cool to see what's out there.
Who did you all talk to there, networking-wise?
So I talked to a couple radio stations, TV stations. Quick Trip was one I talked to. I got stuck there for a while because they were talking and asking me, what is your favorite thing to get at Quick Trip? I seriously was stumped. It's like, I don't know. I like the Dunkers. I like the coffees. Just choosing one is hard.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So
no, that sounded really fun.
The award ceremony was definitely rewarding as well. With us winning an award was super cool to be like, oh, it's kind of worth something more than just to like me and my parents who watch it.
Yeah, I'm proud of us for winning that third place award. We definitely deserved it, and I'm proud of everybody else who won awards as well. Congratulations to you guys.
We'll be right back after the break.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk.
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV.
Hello, welcome to Being Sensible, the show where money talks. My name is Ron Hoke, and today we're taking a look at credit. A whole lot of people say a whole lot of things about credit. You've got credit cards, credit scores, credit history, good credit, bad credit, building credit reports, credit freezes. The list goes on, you get the point. And credit where credit is due, it can be hard to keep it all straight or to even wrap your head around it. That's why I'm here to help. With my help, you'll get a good grasp on credit and leave here ready to start building credit of your own. Okay, enough banter. What is credit? According to the Federal Trade Commission, credit is a way to describe how well you manage your money. People can look at your credit and take it into consideration when you apply for a job, rent an apartment, buy a car, apply for insurance, take out a loan, and more. It's a way of signaling to people that you're responsible with your money and you can be trusted with a big investment. If you're responsible with your money, pay your bills on time, and don't take out more loans than you can afford, you probably have some pretty good credit. On the other hand, if you're irresponsible, if you're late on payments, or if you're struggling with debt, you likely have some pretty bad credit. If you have bad credit, it will be harder for you to do things like buy a car or get a loan, and you'll probably get a worse deal on it too. Your credit is measured by your credit score, a number between 300 and 850. The higher your credit score is, the better your credit. If you're curious about the quality of your credit, you can request a credit check from annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com is a tool authorized by the federal government that is able to get you a free credit report once a week. If you want to know your credit score, that's a bit trickier. You usually need to pay to check your credit score. It's up to you, of course, whether you want to know your credit score. But remember this, your credit score is based on your credit history. If your credit history is good, odds are you have a good credit score too. Since your credit is so important to your ability to make big purchases, you should really treat it as sensitive personal information, like your social security number or your bank account numbers. And just like any other personal information, scammers can try to steal it and impersonate you. Fortunately, there are steps you can take to protect your credit. For starters, make sure you're checking and reviewing your credit reports. In extreme cases, you are able to freeze your credit, which makes it harder for people to open accounts in your name. Neither of these will fully stop someone from taking and using your credit, but it can help mitigate the effects. The best way to prevent someone from taking your credit is to be responsible with it, just like with any other personal information. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I get good credit? There are plenty of steps you could take to build and improve your credit. For more information on building credit, we spoke to Riley Ferguson, a senior financial specialist at UW Credit Union.
Credit cards, if managed properly, are one of the best tools to help set up your credit and then keep that going. I strongly emphasize that we want to make sure that you have healthy spending habits and know how a credit card functions before you set something like that up. And we're more than happy to help go through that process here. That's something that I believe the credit union prides itself on, is working with students to give you the proper education on that.
Thanks, Riley. There are many ways to build your credit, and building your credit will prepare you for big purchases and big milestones. Now you have the knowledge to establish good credit and make your credit score climb. For UWW-TV, I'm Ron Hoke, and this has been Being Sensible.
This week is National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. In honor of that, we will be talking about various events happening on campus during this week.
Tuesday, February 24th, University Health and Counseling Services is hosting an event called Athletics and Fueling Your Body in the Williams Center between 1 and 3 in the afternoon. You can learn about eating risks in the world of athletics as well as nutritional ideas to help fuel your body. You also get the chance to meet and chat with our campus dietitian.
On Wednesday, the UHCS will be hosting a craft event in the UC lobby between 10 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. The event is to relax and create while also learning more about resources at UHCS. Craft options include air dry clay, jewelry making, and a friendship bracelet station. This event also allows students to decorate scales that will be physically smashed at the Scale Smash event on Thursday, the 27th.
The Scale Smash event will be held in the UC Hamilton room from 11 to 1 in the afternoon. Students are to bring their scales to smash, but can also attend for the experience. The event encourages individuals to consider letting go of relating scale numbers to their worth and celebrate and embrace positivity and self-love with this event.
That's an awesome concept. Like, you make the scale, you decorate it, and then you smash it.
I love that. It kind of relates to when you write all of your anxieties on a plate and then you smash the plate. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
So I think physically, like, smashing the scale helps people like fully understand that like you're letting that go. It's broken, it's gone, it's over. I also really like the dietitian meeting and the Williams Center event. As a student athlete, I care a lot about like my diet and eating well and positive like body habits, like that sort of thing. So I think that's great for athletics and even like non-athletic students to go to the Williams Center and learn more about nutrition.
For sure. Our campus dietitian is super knowledgeable. I've talked with her a couple of times and I always learn something new. I feel like she just keeps pumping it out.
Right, yeah. And then all this stuff, I love how the campus is really trying to promote body positivity, especially like with our demographic and age group. That can be a real struggle for some people.
Yeah. Sure.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more on Wake Up Whitewater. But first, let's take a look at this weekend weather forecast.
So We Go Here on 91.7 The Edge, your station for sports, news, and of course, music. With our extensive music library of alternative, rock, and hip hop. All for you, all right here on 91.7 The Edge.
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her. And in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
In 2008, as part of the renovation, the James R. Connor University Center opened Roberta's Art Gallery in memory of the late Roberta Yvonne Fiscum, an alum of UW-Whitewater. Roberta studied the organ and was passionate about pottery, handwork, and graphic design, and eventually obtained a graphic arts degree from UW-Whitewater. It was the lifetime goal of Roberta to own an art gallery. Therefore, her parents, Robert and Yvonne Fiscum, generously funded this 1,000 square foot student art gallery in her memory. Roberta's Art Gallery collaborates with community artists, campus departments, and student organizations to curate and host exhibits throughout the year. They feature a diverse range of artists from local talent all the way to internationally recognized fine artists. Every full-length exhibit features a reception where attendees can meet the artist, learn more about their work, and enjoy conversation and refreshments. Roberta's Art Gallery strives to make art more approachable, inclusive, and welcoming, with all exhibits and receptions free and open to the public. For more information, come see us on the main floor of the UC or visit our website.
This is Inside the Arts on UWW TV. I'm Kirsten Torres. The Department of Theater Dance presents a double feature, The Maid Turned Mistress by Giovanni Battista Pergolesi and Dido and Aeneas. Music composed by Henry Purcell and libretto by Nahum Tate. Directed by Bruce Cohen and with musical direction by Robert Garenbeck, this production will run in the Barnett Theater, located in the Greenhill Center of the Arts from February 21st through March 1st. Enjoy an enchanting afternoon or evening of opera with this captivating back-to-back performance of Pergolesi's comedy, The Maid Turned Mistress, and Purcell's poignant tragedy, Dido and Aeneas. Delight in the witty and charming tale of love and deception, followed by an emotional journey through ancient Carthage's timeless romance. Witness two masterpieces in one, showcasing the incredible range of human emotion through exquisite music and unforgettable performances. Don't miss this unique opportunity to experience the beauty and drama of these operatic gems. Reserve your seats today. Act now to take advantage of the half-price matinee on Sunday, February 23rd. Tickets can be purchased in advance. They are available in person, via phone at 262-472-2222, or online at tickets.uww.edu. The box office is located in the Greenhill Center of the Arts, and hours are Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is a $2 surcharge for tickets purchased at the event. UW-Whitewater students should make sure to use the UWW NetID login option to sign in on the Ticket Services website to take advantage of special student pricing. I'm Kirsten Torres, and this has been Inside the Arts on UWW TV.
Have you heard of URock?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like URock because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose URock. You ready to rock? You belong here.
The Royal Purple, the best place for all the latest news around the community and campus of UW-Whitewater. Here you'll find all different types of weekly news stories, including sports, arts and rec, biz and tech, and even fun and interesting things like trendsetter columns and the tweet of the week. The Royal Purple has a full staff to handle all of your advertising and article needs. Ad managers and sales representatives can help you get your ad in seasonal print issues online at royalpurplenews.com and out on our social media platforms. Editors and journalists would love to write features about your organization and follow-ups about your important events. For more information on student employment opportunities, advertisement services, or anything news, contact the Royal Purple over at R.P@uww.edu or give us a call at 262-472-5100. Stop by our office and say hi on campus in McCutcheon Hall, room 113. For all of your local campus community news, check out the Royal Purple here at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
The city of Whitewater is home to many historic places and important landmarks. There's a lot of history behind the Wisconsin town, so let's talk about it.
Oh hi! Welcome to Gems of Whitewater, and today we're going to be talking about the Birch Fountain.
This beautiful fountain is located at Flatiron Park on Main Street, just outside the White Memorial Building. It stands at 17.5 feet tall, with its basin 9 feet wide. It features a collection of cherubs and a female figure known as the Maid of the Mist. This fountain has been in Whitewater for over 100 years.
And many members of the community can explain why it's emotionally important to them.
When I was a kid visiting Whitewater, where my grandparents lived, we had picnics at the fountain. We read books at the fountain. So we spent a lot of time there.
As a youngster, when we would drive by, it was always considered by our family as a lowercase L landmark. It was something that we always checked on. We always looked for it as a special place to go by. It meant we were just a couple blocks away from home, either going out or coming back in.
I think it's one of the most iconic artistic structures in the city of Whitewater, and I'm overjoyed when people have that same feeling.
So many members of this community have feelings towards the Burge Fountain, but it was originally erected because one person had a strong relationship with the city of Whitewater, Julius C. Burge.
Julius Burge donated the Burge Fountain, and he did so in 1903. It was dedicated July 4th of 1903. He was the first child born of European settlers in Whitewater. He also attended school at the one-room brick school that was located exactly where the fountain is today.
Burge was responsible for choosing the visual features of the fountain, and it was designed by the J.W. Fisk Company in New York City, which means that it was transported over 900 miles to get where it is today. When the fountain was unveiled to the public for the first time on July 4th, 1903, this is what Burge had to say.
The fountain as a structure is but a silent monument. It is the water that gives it life and music. Go called it the sweet, sparkling, beautiful water.
The city of Whitewater had unveiled one of the largest, most beautiful fountains in all of Walworth County. Newspapers at the time called the unveiling the most successful celebration that was ever held in Whitewater. This was not the only ceremony honoring the Burge Fountain. The fountain has received attention and restoration over the years, bringing its beauty back to life. In 1948, a lighting system was added to the fountain. This illuminated it in the night, and it was such a dazzling sight at the time that it actually caused a traffic jam on Main Street because people were pouring out of their vehicles to see the sight in person.
Future additions to the Burge Fountain were less grounded in adding things to the fountain and were more so about maintaining its quality.
I believe it was 1983, one of the cherubs was stolen. And when it was stolen, it was decided that perhaps down the road they should replace all of the cherubs because, again, they are a zinc alloy. And they would replace them with bronze.
To restore the statue, UW-Whitewater art professor James Wenkel was hired to reproduce the maiden cherubs. A public fundraiser was held to help finance the repair, which raised over $5,000. To reproduce the statue, a casting was made of the original, which was then touched up by Wenkel. After many months of development, the statue was completed, and this version is the one that stands to this very day. The parts of the original statue can be found in the nearby White Memorial Building in a display case. To ensure that some of the problems that occurred throughout the fountain's life won't happen again, there exists a Burge Fountain Committee which does its best to maintain the life of the statue, such as repainting it for the 4th of July festival. It was also designated as a local landmark, further protecting it from any future harm.
I feel like there's such an important place in communities for that third space, for that place that you could relax and just be. The location is wonderful because it's really in the heart of the city. It's a great place to bring a picnic. They have the Savory Sounds concerts, but it's a place where you can be in the public but also be private. It's not a place like a coffee shop where you have to go and order something. It's a place that basically says, we have created a spot for someone to just come and be.
Overall, the Burge Fountain is regarded as one of the most important landmarks in all of Whitewater, since there's a great deal of history behind it. The fountain has stood for over 100 years, and may it stand for many more. And that's all there is for this episode of Gems of Whitewater. Thanks for watching.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on! UW Whitewater.
You belong here!
Welcome to the Whitewater Forensics Team, where we ignite voices and foster connections. With 3 to 4 hours of practice weekly, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. From energizing warm-ups to passionate storytelling, we build confidence in creativity. Join our close-knit team, conquer public speaking fears, and advocate for your story. With over 100 awards annually, become part of a community where every voice matters.
As an Army ROTC cadet at Whitewater, you have the opportunity to develop into a great leader while learning and applying the Army values to your everyday life. Within ROTC, you have the chance to travel overseas in the CULP program to train with other militaries, attend many elite Army schools such as Airborne and Combat Diver, and you have the opportunity to attend conferences and guest lectures by some of the Army's top-ranking officers. Our Warhawk cadets participate in many extracurricular activities, Division III sports, Greek life, intramural sports, among many other team building and community service events. Being a cadet at Whitewater is more than just being part of the Army. It's also about being active members in our community and coming together to form a family atmosphere. Anyone who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves while developing themselves professionally should consider UW Whitewater ROTC. To sign up for UW Whitewater ROTC, go to the 4th floor of McCutcheon Hall to room 417.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
What are your thoughts on the new dining contract?
The show where money talks.
Overall, they are 43, 20, and 2 ties.
I'm Gabe Sadowski, and I am the producer of Inside Warhawk Sports. When you look at a lot of the packages, a lot of it is really just, you get a better idea of who they are, who the coaches are, maybe some players, like I said too, and you kind of get a more in-depth look at that. And it's just, you know, it's an opportunity for myself also to just express more of my creativity, video editing-wise, and storytelling. It's something new. I've not done a whole lot of projects like this ever. I'm still very new to all of this. And I think that's really where the excitement comes from, is just the opportunity to learn and to grow my skills, you know, eventually when I do go out in the job force and I'm doing something like this full time. That's really what I'm excited the most for, just the opportunity to learn and grow along the way.
Video One Media Services provides accomplished students the opportunity to enhance their college experience by working with real-world clients. In addition, we provide clients local and affordable video options to better enhance their media needs. For more information on how Video One Media Services can help you with your next media project, email or call our office at 262-472-5659.
The UW Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
Whatever your question, we've got your answer. Text UC Information Services at 262-458-4382.
Welcome to For the Health of It. I'm your host, Ashley Carroll, and today we're taking a look at an incredibly valuable service on campus for UW-Whitewater students, University Health and Counseling Services, or UHCS. Students, have you ever felt under the weather on campus? Have you been in need of a flu shot or other immunizations? Have you wanted to speak to a professional about your problems? Well, UHCS is here to help. UHCS operates out of the Ambrose Health Center on campus at the corner of Starin Road and Prairie Street, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The Ambrose Health Center is the one-stop shop to cure what physically and mentally ails you. The Ambrose Health Center offers a wide variety of health services. To learn more about them, we spoke to nurse practitioner Melissa Miller.
We pretty much do anything that most things that you would find at your primary care provider's office, so your home doctor. We see people for wellness visits. That would include if you need a physical for employment, a sports physical, just a general, hey, I need a checkup because it's been a couple of years, a women's annual. We see lots of people for illness. So at this time of year, as most people know, a lot of people are sick. Lots of musculoskeletal issues, sprained ankles, knee injuries, back pain, those sorts of things. We provide STI testing for students, and almost every single student on campus should qualify for free testing with a couple of different sources we have for funding. Mental health, we do provide mental health medication for students, and we also do provide some nutritional counseling for students as well.
As you can see, UHCS is able to do a lot of great things for students and is very easy to use their services.
Students can call us, and our front office staff is happy to answer any questions about services we have. We have a website as well that has a good overview of the different types of services we have, and students can actually book online too, which is great. They do that through the My UHCS portal, so there is a link on our UHCS website.
And the best part is, healthcare at the Ambrose Health Center is very affordable for students.
So we do not bill insurance for most things here at UHCS. Our services are actually funded mostly out of seg fees, so part of tuition, which is really nice. So if you do have to come in and see a provider, there's no copay, which is wonderful. Most visits are free. Our wellness visits, there is a $20 fee for that. So again, your sports physicals, things like that. But if you're sick and you just want to come and talk to a provider, there's no fee unless we do a lab. We have medications in clinic too that we will provide for students. So those also have small fees. We try to keep them as minimal as possible. The really great thing too is you don't have to bring any money with you. We can just bill your student bill, which is really convenient for a lot of people. People can pay here on the way out. We do take cash and credit card, but no need to bring insurance information, and no need to bring money.
Thanks to UHCS, students are able to receive the medical and psychiatric help that they need at a low price and in an accessible place. If you're interested in visiting the Ambrose Health Center, call 262-472-1300 or visit uww.edu/UHCS/appointments to schedule an appointment. Let's make a healthier world just for the health of it. For UWW-TV, I'm Ashley Carroll, and this has been For the Health of It.
Today we will be interviewing UWW-TV's Supervisor of Entertainment, Carter Welshly. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
So, we hear that you're going to be in charge of the upcoming game show titled Roomies. Can you tell us a little bit about that show?
Of course. So, Roomies is a bit of a take on the Newlywed Game, where 3 pairs of roommates try to guess how the other would answer questions. So, for example, if you were on the show, I would ask you, now would you say your roommate is more of a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely a night owl, I would have to say. Yeah.
And then we would bring your roommate out, and we would ask your roommate, now are you a morning person or a night owl? And if you say the answer that they say, you win points. And if you don't, too bad, so sad. On to the next round.
Right. So what is the ultimate goal of the show when you're participating on it? What are you aiming for?
The goal is to be the person who knows their roommate the best. If you and your roommate have a strong enough bond, you know each other like that, you will rock the competition and win your way to the championship round. The winners of each episode are going to be participating in a championship round where the winner of that will receive $75 each in credit at the university bookstore.
I could get some good stuff there. I might have to look into it. How would students go about entering to be on Roomies?
Of course. So there are posters put up around residence halls on campus and various other locations that have QR codes that you can scan. Or you can go to our website at uwwtv.org and find the sign-up form on the Roomies page.
That's pretty awesome. Now, where is Roomies taking place?
Of course. Roomies is going to be filmed live at Jitters Coffee House on March 7th and March 11th, 2025. That's a Friday night and a Tuesday night. Be there or be square.
I just might have to cancel my Tuesday night plans for that.
It would be worth it. We'd love to have you drop by.
Well, thank you again, Carter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on Wake Up Whitewater.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock? You belong here.
Matt checking in to see how Sam is doing on his project, and it's getting close to exporting now, the final step in the process. And it is complete, and Sam is hyped. Finally gets complete and spikes the ball into the end zone. Sam's celebrating with his colleagues, and they throw a flag on the play. The ref's gonna call excessive celebration. Sam is in disbelief and can't believe it. He tries to dispute the call, but the ref is not having any of it.
It's always been there, his love of the outdoors. Some days, you wonder if it might be his calling. Truth is, you know that the things he's passionate about today will build the foundation of what he does tomorrow, and possibly inspire a new journey. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
Your home for excellence in action. The WIAC Network. Watch and download here.
I'm Sam Way, and this is your UWW-TV Sports Update. UW-Whitewater men's basketball team lost to third-ranked UW-Platteville after battling for a majority of the game last Wednesday, 78-62. The men wrapped up the regular season on the road at UW-Eau Claire, 80-65. The Warhawks enter the first round of the WIAC Conference Tournament as the 5 seed and travel to UW-Stevens Point this Monday to take on the Pointers. Women's basketball defeated UW-Platteville last week on the road 68-52. They also won against UW-Eau Claire 65-56 to wrap up the regular season. As the 3 seed in the conference tournament, the Lady Warhawks host UW River Falls Tuesday in the opening round, starting at 7 p.m. UWW-TV will broadcast that game live, starting with Warhawk Sports Wednesday at 6:30. Baseball starts up this week with the men traveling to Wilmore, Kentucky to take on Asbury University Friday and Saturday. And we'll be right back with more sports right after this.
Matt checking in to see how Sam is doing on his project. And it's getting close to exporting now, the final step in the process. And it is complete, and Sam is hyped. Finally gets complete and spikes the ball into the end zone. Sam's celebrating with his colleagues, and they throw a flag on the play. The ref's going to call excessive celebration. Sam is in disbelief and can't believe it. He tries to dispute the call, but the ref is not having any of it.
Both the men and the women's track teams headed up to La Crosse for the Eagle Invite last Friday. The men's team placed 5th and the women's team placed 6th. The WIAC Indoor Championships for both teams are this weekend in Stevens Point. The men and women's swim and dive championships were held in Milwaukee last weekend, with the men placing 4th overall and the women placing 5th overall. Men's tennis heads to Naperville, Illinois this Friday to take on Central College. UW-Whitewater women's gymnastics lost to UW-La Crosse last Friday. The women traveled to Kalamazoo, Michigan for a meet on Sunday where they placed 3rd. This Saturday, the women are home for a meet against UW-Eau Claire, starting at 4 o'clock. And finally, UWW-TV was recognized by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association with 11 total awards of excellence this past weekend. This included 3 first-place plaques, 2 of them in sports, for Best Play-by-Play and Overall Sports Program. Congratulations, team! For more sports news and other updates, tune into uwwtv.org. I'm Sam Way, and this has been your sports update on UWW-TV. Edie, it is finally getting warm out again.
I need to frolic through a flower field or something soon, because it's getting there. Like, I have like a itch for it. I need to be laying in the sun and hearing the birds chirp. Like the other day I was walking to class and it was like 40 degrees, but the sun was out and it got me like, super excited for that.
I was walking to class and I stepped in a puddle and I was like, what the heck? It's not even raining outside.
What
and
is
then I was
this?
like, the snow is melting. I was so excited. And I love winter. I'm a winter girly through and through. But in February, like, are you kidding? Like,
Right.
No snow. Like, please.
I didn't even realize that it's almost March until I started seeing it melting. I was like, isn't this really warm out for February? Not really. Not for the end of February. It's kind of what we expect. But also, who knows? It snowed over winter break or spring break before, but
yeah, like
depends, I guess.
Just a little while ago, it was -15. Like, literally, the feels like temperature was -15. It was 1 degree. Like, if it got up to 10 degrees, I'd be like, oh, it's so warm outside. It's 10 degrees. And now I woke up and I checked my phone and it was in the 50s. Blew my mind. I was like, do I even need a coat at this point? It's 50 degrees. Like, thank God. So I'm so excited for the warm weather.
Me too. I woke up the other day, got ready for class. I was like, I don't have to wear a hat today. Like, that was my big victory of the day, is that I just wore my winter jacket with no hat and no gloves, and I was fine.
No, seasonal depression is so real because I took one step outside and I was like, yes, life is beautiful.
Right.
I'm so happy.
Like, I think I have 2 moods through, like, the winter and the summer. Like, winter, playing Minecraft. Summer, being outside, being in the sun, being free. There's, like, so much more to do in the summer when it's warm out and get to see people hanging out and, like,
For
community.
Real. Yeah, I feel like the campus comes alive when it's warmer outside. You get that vitamin D. Everyone's happier. People are walking around talking. When it's cold outside, hoods on, AirPods in.
Don't even look at anyone.
The ground.
Yeah. Like when they have the tulips start coming up in front of all the buildings, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I get so excited, and they're gorgeous too. Like I've taken pictures of them on my way to class, like hunched over.
Right, and we're about to get into spring, which is objectively the best season.
Yes.
Because it's
finally,
not too
yes.
hot, it's not too cold. You're not like in the summer where it's 1,000,000 degrees outside,
Right.
but it's not -15 like how it was. The flowers are starting to bloom, like everything is great. I remember giving campus tours over the summer and walking around the campus and being like, isn't it so beautiful? There's flowers, like But good times.
Especially,
I'm so excited.
At least for me, I love like spring food over the spring break. Have a lot of ham, a lot of deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are a delicacy to me. I don't know.
What is spring food?
Like Easter, you know, like in the whole little spring break, because it's not just limited to Easter Day. I'm going to eat deviled eggs from the moment I get home to the moment I have to leave to come back to Whitewater. Like deviled eggs doesn't stop.
That is bold.
I love it. I think it's mayonnaise.
I've never had deviled eggs.
You should.
I know. I'm sorry. They
really
just
should.
sound...
It does sound kind of evil. Like when
They
people
just
say
sound-
pickled eggs, I'm like, ooh, no.
I
But
know.
like they probably be okay.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we're going to have today on this week's episode of Wake Up Whitewater. For Eating Myself, we will see you next time. Don't forget to stay tuned to UWW TV.